Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aurelia. I am so happy to have you here. Today's video is going to be all about finding the right briefcase or work bag for you. I've got 10 tips that I am providing around this area because it's really important, at least I think, the kind of accessories that you carry with you at work, because they project the image that you want to put out to your superiors as well as to your peers. The first tip that I have for you around buying a briefcase, and it's one of the key things, is that you want to make sure that it will fit your laptop. There are a lot of different sizes of briefcase available out there. Just make sure that you are able to carry that key piece of equipment if you are in the type of job that allows you to carry a laptop so that you can work remotely if you need to or whenever you're traveling. Do you want something that is a bit more structured, a little bit more formal, or do you want something like a messenger bag or a tote bag? Honestly, it is all personal preference. Me personally, I much prefer to have something that is structured. I really like the polished vibe that it gives off. I will show you the briefcase that I currently have right now. This is it right here, and it is by Kate Spade, and it is very structured. It is a very formal briefcase, but again, it's because that's the kind of air that I like to give at work. It's very polished, very professional, and it kind of just gives off that kind of vibe. You can go for a messenger bag if you like. They're a little bit slouchy. You can wear them crossbody if you want to. And in a casual work environment, I think that works. If you like a messenger bag, just make sure that it is not too slouchy. I would steer away from things like canvas or fabric. You want it to be leather. You want to project an air of polish, an air of authority. And then there's the tote bag. The tote bag is my least favorite, and it would be the one that I would advise you away from. However, some women really love carrying a tote bag. They can carry their purse or wallet. They can carry their phones, chargers, lunch, you know, all these things inside of a tote bag. What I would recommend that you do is that you buy an insert for your tote bag. Say, for instance, you want to get yourself something like the Louis Vuitton Never Full, but you want to have an insert because the insert will have pockets for your technology, you know, your phones, chargers, things of that nature, pens, your laptop, because you don't want to have your laptop floating around in a tote bag like that. They're readily available on Amazon. I will have them linked in the description bar down below. I would also recommend that you buy a case for your laptop. This one is a neoprene case that I got eons ago for my laptop, but it works really well because it does have some padding and offers some protection for your laptop. Those are some of the things that you want to consider if you want to go with a tote bag. Should you do color or should you do neutrals? That is entirely a personal choice. If I had my druthers with my briefcase, I would have gone with something with color, because color is one of those ways that you can really express your personality. I would say that if you're going for something with color, make sure to try and pick something that is structured, because you're gonna have this like really bright pop of color, but you want it to look really nice, very business-like, so that you can kind of counter that bright color with the polish of the bag. And like I said, color is definitely a way that you can express your personality and your own personal style. You can also use charms on your bag. You can use scarves to bring a little bit of color to your bag if you don't like being tied down to something in a neutral tone. Otherwise, if you do like a neutral tone, my preference is black. It's not going to show dirt. It's going to look really nice and polished. But again, it's all personal preference. You probably want to get a bag with the shoulder strap or some sort of strap where you can put it over your shoulder. Mine does not have anything for shoulder straps, which is kind of a fail on my behalf. I do have to use two hands though in order to put it onto my shoulder. If you are going to get something with the shoulder strap, make sure that it is a thicker strap. A thinner strap with the weight of your laptop and anything else that you put inside of it could, you know, cut into your shoulder a little bit, causing a little bit of like pinched nerves or muscle issues, things of that nature. So you want to make sure that if you're getting a briefcase with a shoulder strap, that it is a thicker shoulder strap that can easily go either crossbody on your shoulder, or you can do something like what is it, the Sunrev, I think is what it's called, that has a strap that will do a multitude of things. You can either carry it on your shoulder, or you can manipulate it to where it becomes a backpack. Any of those options are good. Just make sure that it is not going to cause any kind of muscle issues in your shoulders. So let's talk about construction. You want to make sure that it has really, really good construction along the handles, along the seams. You just want to make sure that things are really, really secure, and using thick leather, because otherwise your bag will tear, or the stitching can come undone, the handles can come undone. You need to make sure to take into account the amount of weight that you're going to be putting, because that will determine how long it lasts. You want to make sure that you get good materials. I prefer leather just because it looks really good. It's weather resistant. It is pretty sturdy if it's a thicker leather, especially if it's like a pebbled leather, something like that, so that it can withstand the amount of weight and wear and tear that you're going to be putting on this briefcase. Nylon is a good option as well. It's definitely more lightweight than leather. I think that Tumi actually makes really, really good nylon and leather mix briefcases. If you're going to be doing nylon, that it looks really polished, it looks really good, it's not too slouchy, and maybe mix it with a little bit of leather. That will help to give you more of that polished air without having to have a really heavy, hefty briefcase that you've got to carry around. You want to make sure that your briefcase has got some inside pockets in case you need to carry your phone and things like that in there. You also want to make sure that you've got pockets for documents if you need them, and you want to be sure that you have enough compartments so that you can hold your charger and other things in your briefcase without them rattling around too much. Even in a tote bag, you might have a couple of different pockets that you can stick a phone or charger or headphones into, but if you get one of those inserts, usually they will come with some sort of pockets for your electronics. So just make sure that you've got some place to store that in case you're traveling, or you've got extra accessories that you want to make sure that you keep protected and not just floating around in your bag. Another important thing to note is just consider how well the handles or the shoulder strap are going to fit with a coat on, especially if you live in a colder climate. If you don't live in a cold climate and you don't really wear a coat, then it's not such a big deal. But if you are in a colder climate where you've got layers, or you've got a big wool coat on, or you just have to wear a lot of heavy outerwear, make sure that your bag is going to be sitting on top of those extra layers comfortably without constantly slipping off your shoulders. Top zipper versus flap. My personal preference is having a top zipper. It is much easier for me to get in and out of my bag versus having to worry about flapping something open and trying to get into my briefcase in that way. Also, another thing about flaps is like when you've got your briefcase sitting on a surface and you open up the flap, a lot of times your briefcase will fall over because the flap is heavy, or will weigh on that side, and you'll have to constantly deal with that. I've had both types of briefcases. My personal preference is having a top zipper because I want to be able to easily get in and out of my briefcase without having to worry about messing with the flap. But again, it is definitely a personal preference. If you're going with a messenger bag, odds are you're going to have a flap of some sort. The last thing that you need to keep in mind about a briefcase is that it is an investment piece. If you buy the right briefcase, it can last you almost your entire career. I would say it's even a more important investment piece than a handbag because it will carry your work equipment and it does project a certain air of who you are in the workplace. So you want to make sure that you're getting something that is of high quality, as best quality as you can afford. If you're just starting out in your career, it might be a little bit difficult to get your hands on something that is of good quality. Hi everyone, it's future me. I just wanted to interject here because one of the things that I forgot to mention about investing in a briefcase is if you're just starting out or if cost is an issue, then I would recommend that you maybe try outlets. That's where I got mine. My briefcase is actually valued at $495, but I bought it for $180, and that's because I went to a Kate Spade outlet store. Rue La La, Haute Look, actual outlet stores or outlet malls are great resources to get your hands on a briefcase for a lot lower than retail price. They're going to be out of season styles, but when it comes to briefcases, it doesn't really matter. You don't necessarily want to follow the trend. You want to get something that's more classic. Shop those outlets and flash sale sites. You might stumble on a huge value for the dollar. All right, back to the video. Bye. I can't stress enough, invest as much as you can in your briefcase to start out, and it will be something that stays with you for a long time, or at least until you get tired of it. Sometimes that happens too. So those are the 10 things that you need to know about buying a briefcase. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you found this video educational or useful. Also, make sure to share with your friends in case they are trying to figure out what they need to look for in buying a briefcase. All right, everybody, that's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel and you enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comments down below, what other tips and tricks do you use when you're shopping for an investment piece like a briefcase? In case there's something I miss, everybody that's reading the comments can get some insight from your perspective. Thank you again so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you in my next posting. Bye.